Hey teacher friend, welcome back to my channel. My name's Molly and I help teachers just like you learn how to use the Daily Five so you can make your literacy block go so smoothly and you can get to all your reading groups. And I'm a fifth grade teacher who's also taught kindergarten and first grade, and I love talking about the Daily Five. So if you are ready to learn about Read to Self, you're in the right place. And maybe Daily Five has seemed stressful in the past because you weren't doing one of the steps the right way, or maybe you just need to learn how to tweak the process so that it works best for you. So I'm so glad you're here today. I want to dive right into all things Read to Self. If you missed my video last week on the 3 ways to read, that is pivotal for building Read to Self stamina. So go back and watch last week's video, especially if you're a kindergarten first or second grade teacher. But we do know that upper grade teachers as well have students that do not know how to read or are not reading well enough on their own. And this might be a great lesson for them to maybe do in a small group so that they don't feel embarrassed in front of the whole group. But they need to learn the 3 ways to read, or else it's going to be a struggle to get to the 15-minute stamina mark. All right, so Read to Self is the first station that I introduced during Daily Five. And in fact, the Daily Five book tells you to do it the same way as well. It's a great one because it teaches us to be calm and quiet so that we can learn how to build stamina, and everybody can look at the pictures of a book. Older kids can read on their own, so it can work for any grade, K through 5. I've even had 6th and 7th grade teachers reach out to me about how to implement it, and I think it can work even in those grades as well. The first thing you're going to want to do is go over the expectations. So you can either make an anchor chart with your class using the Daily Five book, or you can use the 5 steps I'm going to give you today that I've kind of tweaked on my own for my classroom. And inside of my Teachers Pay Teacher store, I have the expectations chart. If you're someone who likes to use the poster maker at your school and print things and then have it as a reusable resource for years to come, the great thing about it in my store is that you can size it paper sized, or you can do poster size. So if you want it inside of your kids' reading journals or somewhere posted smaller, you can resize it. So great resource for you. All right, so this is what I always introduce. So I teach my students that we need to get to the 15-minute stamina mark by using a stamina building chart. Again, this is in my TPT store as well too, and you can graph it so that every time they hit a certain level of minutes and somebody talks, then you stop there for the day. And let's say you get to 10 minutes by the 4th day, well, you're going to chart it in. And it looks like a bar graph, and it just shows them that they're reaching a goal, and just really praise them for getting to the goal for the day. And when they get to that 15-minute mark, that's when you can feel confident moving on to the next Daily Five station. I would not move on too quickly. I've had some teachers reach out to me on social media saying they felt like they moved on so quick because they felt pressure to keep moving, but until they've mastered something, it's not a good idea to move on. So the expectations I use in my classroom are work the whole time. And I always do the same hand gestures, kind of like a whole brain teacher teaching type of gesture. So work the whole time, point to your watch. Stay in one spot, hold up the number 1. Level 0. I like saying level 0 instead of work quietly, because work quietly can mean a lot of different things. Get started right away. Hand movements that, and then build our reading stamina. And then you just hold up your muscles. And we go over those expectations every time before we start the timer to build our stamina. And once we're done with all 5 stations, I use those same expectations the whole year. We just tweak them to go along with like a generic work the whole time works, but build our Daily 5 stamina is what I would say at the end. Going over those expectations every single day is so pivotal, but especially when you're building Read to Self stamina, just going over them, modeling them frequently, showing other students doing a great job. That's going to really help you when you're introducing Daily Five's Read to Self. I'd love to know how you do Daily 5, Read to Self. You can leave me a comment below. If you like all the things that I mentioned, you can grab them all in my TPT store. Again, the Daily 5 book, though, shows you how to make the anchor chart, so you don't have to do it that way. If you don't want to use a poster maker, you can make it yourself. And if you have any Daily 5 questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to get to them by making more content for you. My goal for you is to feel like Daily 5 is a game changer. For me, I couldn't live without it as a teacher, and we do see a big push across the country for people to be using small group as part of your literacy block instruction. I'm seeing it in my own district, so it is a great way to work in a small setting with your students, get to know them really well, and meet all of their needs versus doing everything whole group. I hope you found this video helpful. Share it with a friend who's also an elementary teacher, and I'll see you next week.